Hey everybody, it's Rob with Cherry City Guns and Ammo, and I'm really excited for today's video because we are looking at the FN 502 Tactical. Stick around. Alright, once again, this is the FN 502 Tactical. It is a 22 long rifle that is sold by FN, but is actually not made by FN. And I noticed something when I picked this up that got me curious and got me doing some research. If you look right here, I don't know how well it shows up on there, but it actually says Umarex, made in Germany. FN is a Belgian company, and I was familiar with the name Umarex when it comes to paintball guns, airsoft, pellet guns, BB guns. And so I thought that's really interesting. They're having another company make their 22 long rifle for them. Upon doing some research, I found out that they actually do 22 long rifle versions of companies' centerfire pistols for them, and rifles even, for a lot of different companies. The Smith & Wesson M&P 22, you know, just like this, it's basically a 22 version of like a 9mm pistol, but also made by Umarex. Colt's AR-15 that's in 22 is made by Umarex. H&K sells a rimfire MP5 that's actually made by Umarex. So it turns out that they're making a lot of 22s for other companies to sell on their behalf. So this says FN all over it, but it's not actually made by FN. That being said, so far it seems to be working pretty well. I haven't shot it much. The only shooting I've done before I started this video was to sight in this red dot, and what we've got here is a Holosun 407C. I'm a big Holosun fan. I like the red dots a lot. I feel like it's good value for the money, and I really wanted to pick up this pistol because I do have a 22 suppressor that's awaiting ATF approval. Seems like it'd be a really good suppressor host, and this has a ton of phenomenal reviews. Let's shoot this a little bit more, and we'll go over some more of the features of this after we do a little bit more shooting. Alright, let's start up there with the Scoops TV plate. We had a failure to load. That's the first time that's happened yet, but once again, I don't have any rounds through this. Let's try our hostage popper. No problem hitting it. Unfortunately, 22 long rifle just doesn't have enough oomph to flip it around. Let's run down our plate rack. And we are empty. So this comes with one 10 round and one 15 round magazine. The 15 round, as you can see, extends out the bottom of the grip just a little bit. Not bad. In typical 22 long rifle fashion, the magazines, I'm trying to stick this in my hoodie pocket, the magazines do have the little thumb assist, makes it a lot easier for loading them. But yeah, now they're both unloaded. So I'm going to load it back up, we'll come back, we'll talk about a few more of these features, and we'll do some more shooting. Maybe even stretching it out to a little longer distance. We'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. We got a couple more loaded mags. Let's look at a few of the features of the 502 Tactical. One thing I really like about it, it is a hammer-fired gun. It's got a really nice hammer-fired trigger. I guess I should have brought my trigger gauge out. The reset, it could be a little shorter, but it's not bad. It could be a little shorter, but it is tactile and it is audible. So that's the main thing. I hate it when there's no reset that you can either see or feel. I want to see it and feel it, or hear it and feel it, not see it. I don't know what I'm saying. No, good reset. This is fully ambidextrous, not just something that you can switch over. Lots of times you might have slide release and safety on both sides, and the magazine release could be ambidextrous. You just have to switch it over. But this one actually works out of the box from both sides. So that's that side. and that's that side. So it is fully 100% ambidextrous right out of the box, so that's a pretty cool feature. And it is cut for optics, and it comes with suppressor height sights. You can tell they really intended for this to be shot, or to be able to be shot with the suppressor without any issue. The weird thing is the rear sight is a part of the adapter plate that your red dot goes on, and it comes with like 4 of them. So you've got 4 different rear sights, and then you've got one that actually matches the finish on the slide. That is just a cover in case you weren't using optics of any sort. But I found that kind of interesting that you've got your adapter plates have a rear sight on them. But that's just how it is. I'm a huge fan of the texture. Your sides, you got kind of like these little flat topped pyramids, and then your front strap and your back strap are slightly different sort of serration, and then here you've got a little bit of like a sandpapery type texture. I will tell you, as far as ergonomics go, this gun feels amazing in the hand. All the curves, all the contours, and I've got rather big hands, but I've had some people hold it that have rather small hands, and they say the same thing. They seem to have figured out something that just seems to work for pretty much everybody. I have no complaints about the ergonomics at all. You've got really good positive slide serrations front and back, which I really like. Yeah, so far I'm really digging this. I'm only maybe 200 rounds into it, but yeah, I really like it. Let's do some more shooting with this thing, with this Umarex FN. You know what, let's change things up a little bit here. Let's zoom on to our 60-yard target. So we're going to shoot at that 8-inch plate up there. So it's an 8-inch plate at 60 yards. There we go. And I knocked it off right after I found where I needed to hold. Let's shoot the silhouette. And that is a 2/3 size silhouette with a pistol at 60 yards. That's not too bad. Just for fun, let's go out to 100. We've got a little bit of a shadow covering our silhouette out there, but up against that backstop on the far right hand side of it, we've got our 100-yard silhouette. Let's see if we can make any hits on that at 100 yards. There we go. Wow. Wow. And this is not trying to make excuses, but I feel like I've done even better if I didn't have a shadow going across there, because it's kind of hard to pick up that silhouette right now. But if you can hit with that kind of consistency at 100 yards, not really taking much time and shooting offhand with a 22 pistol, I feel like you're doing pretty good. I'm really impressed with this thing. I'm going to go load up the mags again, and I'll admit I don't do a lot of practice as far as rapid fire go. But let's do some rapid fire shooting. Let's see if we can just shred with this thing, see how it goes. I am a little bit concerned about how well I'll be able to do like a mag change, because I did notice with this, with the 10-round mag, the 10-round mag weighs nothing. Yeah, I guess that fell free pretty good. There's a couple times I tried it, it didn't want to fall free super easy, but that could be a matter of break-in. Like I said, this weighs nothing. I would like to see a company come out with like some aluminum base plates for it. Give it a little more weight, a little more easy time dropping free. The 15-round drops free really easy. But let me go load these up, and let's see if I can shoot quick with any kind of accuracy or reliability. So far, I am loving this pistol. I think it's be a great time. I cannot wait to get my suppressor in and be able to throw it on here. If we can just get the ATF to get their butts in gear and get some approvals going. But I'm gonna go load up. We'll be right back. Alrighty, and we're back. I'm starting out with a 15-rounder because it drops free a little easier. I don't have like a holster holder. I'm literally just sticking this in the hoodie pocket, so don't roast me too bad on my mag changes or anything. And quite honestly, this is not something I practice on a regular basis, but this seems like the kind of gun that can really do it. So let's see if I can shoot somewhat quickly. I'm going to put a couple rounds on each target and just kind of work like left to right basically. And just see what this gun's capable of doing. See what I'm capable of doing. Well, for a schlub like me, I feel like that's pretty good. I think if you were somebody who did a lot more like action pistol type shooting, you could probably really shred with this thing. I have noticed I'm starting to already get some gas. I'm starting to get a little bit of haziness on the front sight, or not the front sight, on the front of the red dot. So right here you have a hole. Let me see if I can get you to see that. You've got a hole right there, right above your ejection port, and basically that's so you can look down and see if the chamber is loaded. You should be able to see a spot of brass. Well, if you look at this, gas is coming out that hole and going straight up the front of my red dot, and it is starting to have an effect on how well I can see the red dot. So I kind of wish it wasn't there. I mean, I understand people want to see if there's a round in the chamber. I do press checks. I don't need a port to look down and see there. I'll just do a quick press check and I can see, because I don't like the fact that that is really sooting up the front of the red dot. Now I'm gonna have to go clean it before I can do any more shooting, because it is getting kind of, it's just making it difficult to pick up the target to some extent. Not terrible, I can still do it, but it's definitely not clear and bright. So I would say that's something that could have been done better. But so far, I love this pistol. This thing shoots freaking phenomenal. It's so much fun. I'm so glad I picked it up. I think I'm gonna have thousands of rounds through this in no time. But now what we're gonna do, we're gonna change gears a little bit. The gun works, obviously. All I've shot so far is CCI standard velocity, and it's because it's my favorite ammo, and I have literally thousands of rounds of it. But I brought a whole bunch of different stuff, so I'm gonna try some different stuff, and we'll see if it still works as reliably. So we'll be right back and we'll try some different ammo. All right, like I said before, everything that we've shot so far has been CCI standard velocity. I have thousands and thousands of rounds of it because it's my favorite thing in the world. But I do have a pretty good selection of different stuff. So we're gonna try out a bunch of different stuff. One that I have thousands of rounds of also is Norma TAC-22. And I bought that when my oldest daughter was doing competition 22 shooting in high school, because we found that this was a very affordable, accurate round. It shot out of her competition rifle with a pretty extreme amount of accuracy, and the only time we would use anything other than this, we'd step all the way up to like Lapua Midas Plus for like going to Junior Olympics and things like that, where they were a little higher end. But for local competitions and for practice even, because this was cheap enough at the time, I was buying it in huge bulk, and it worked really, really well. But I have not had an incredible amount of reliability with this stuff in a semi-automatic pistol. It's not really what's made for. So now that my daughter's not doing competition shooting, I have lots of this stuff and haven't really used it much. But if this gun will shoot it reliably and it will function reliably, well, I'll have another use for it. So let's see if it does okay with the Norma TAC-22. No. So we had a failure to eject. And that's commonly been the issue with me and semi-auto pistols and the TAC-22. That one ejected, but it didn't come back far enough to pick up another round. Yep. All right. That was a quick, easy test. No Norma TAC-22. It either wouldn't eject it at all, or it ejected and not come back far enough to pick up the next round. What we have up next is some American Eagle 38 grain. This stuff's just cheap, and I've never thought it worked very well. So let's see how it does. You know, there's a reason CCI standard velocity is my favorite, but I have all kinds of stuff. I have a huge assortment of stuff, so it's kind of interesting to see what things will and won't shoot. So let's try this American Eagle. No problem there. That little stoppage was me. I thought I was out. I was not out. That ripped right through there with no problem. On to the next two flavors ammo. Alrighty, up next, the next two we have is this one right here, the solid lead. That is a Blazer 40 grain, some pretty inexpensive stuff. I've got a lot of that too. And then this other one, the plated one, that is the Federal Value Pack 36 grain. It's a plated bullet. We're gonna start off with the Blazer, the 40 grain, see how that runs. No problem there. Onto the 36 grain Federal Value Pack. Uh-oh. Failure to eject. Failure to eject. Well, I believe that test. Now, do one more. Oh, hey, that cycled. Let's see. Nope, that didn't cycle. Too many failures to eject. Does not like the Federal Value Pack. On to the next. Alrighty, we've got two more 40 grain ammos. The lead one is Federal Gold Medal Match. Not made at all for pistols. It's made for like target rifle shooting, but I have it, so why not? And the plated one, that is CCI AR Tactical, so it's meant to be fired out of an AR rifle. Might be too slow a burning powder to get what we need out of a pistol barrel to cycle it, but yeah, we'll try. So that's up first, the CCI AR Tactical. Well, that worked with no problem. Let's try this Federal Gold Medal Match. Not sure what happened on that one. Kind of hung up a little bit, but let's try it. That one ejected but did not pick up the next round. Well, you know, honestly, that Federal Gold Medal Match did better than I thought, because it's really not intended for even semi-automatics, much less pistols. A few little hang-ups, but it ran pretty well. The AR Tactical seemed to have no issue whatsoever. So I've got some more we're going to try, a couple of interesting ones, and we'll just see how it goes. Alright, I think we're getting close to the end here on what we're going to test. The next one's a rather interesting one. It's Federal Punch Personal Defense 22 long rifle. It is a 29 grain, so that is really, really light. I have a hard time believing it's going to cycle this thing. I'm kind of really doubting it. The other thing that we're going to test is some 40 grain Aguila Super Extra. Extra what? I don't know. I don't know what it's got extra, but it's extra. So let's see if it's extra. For that, I only have 11 rounds of that in my 15 round mag. We're going to try that first. Alrighty, let's see if it's extra. Uh-oh. Ejected, but didn't come back enough to pick up the next one. Okay, so one little hiccup right at the beginning, and then it ran pretty well after that. So I don't know what's extra about it, but now let's try these little 29 grainers. My prediction is they're not going to cycle, but I could be wrong. Let's find out. Well, I'll be damned. I was not expecting that, but they cycle without an issue. So maybe you could carry this with some of this Federal Punch defensive ammo. Although for the size you could carry a lot better caliber. Anyway, I think I've got like one more thing to try out, and it's just for fun. I'll be shocked if it doesn't cycle very, very reliably. But we're going to go load it up and try out. And I think I'm going to load up both magazines with it. We'll be right back, and then we'll end the whole video. Alright, last thing we are testing out is CCI Mini Mag. It is a plated 40 grain, and it's rated at 1235 feet per second, so it's a higher velocity. If this doesn't cycle reliably, I'm going to be rather shocked. I loaded up both magazines with it. We're going to do some up close, we're going to do some far away, and then we'll end the whole thing. Could change my point of impact, going a little extra velocity, but don't know until you try. Alright, let's see. I'm not saying it recoils, but you can definitely feel it. You can feel the difference in the velocity on those. Definitely have a little more poop to them. Let's see how they do at distance. Maybe I'll have to not hold quite as high. Not that I'm holding very high anyway. But let's see what we can do here. Let's shoot the 60-yard silhouette. Oh, so that was a dud. It actually fell on the primer. It's one thing you have to deal with rimfire ammunition. Rimfire ammunition is very unreliable. So sometimes you have reliability issues that don't have anything at all to do with the gun. Rimfire ammunition is not reliable. All right, 60-yard silhouette. Uh-oh. So it actually looks like a fairly light primer strike. I'm not sure what's happening here, but that's 2 in a row. When everything else is run like a top. So that is not going fully into battery. It could be, so at this point I probably have 300 or 400 rounds into it. It could be that this gun doesn't like running dirty, and we've put enough rounds in it in a short period of time that it might be getting gunked up. Although I've got other 22 pistols that have gone thousands of rounds between cleanings and still cycle completely reliably. Uh-oh. So that was a failure to cycle. I think this is getting can't talk. I think this is getting gunked up, and I think this gun does not like running dirty. Oh, not loaded. Okay. You definitely have to hold lower. Let's go out to 100. Ah, I don't know where my point of impact is at 100. Seems to start working a little bit better there. We'll definitely have to do some more shooting. I'm gonna do some more shooting just today. See if I'm gonna go back to the standard velocity that was working like a charm. Although I can tell you that feels a little grittier. It might be that this doesn't like running dirty. Which, I mean, honestly, that kind of is a little bit of a bummer if that's the case. The only thing we'll tell is more shooting. I will do like a 1,000-round review on it, although I'm already like pretty close to halfway there just today. But we will do another review on it coming up. I feel like there's enough times that I take a 22 to the range and I burn through a brick that if I start having issues before I've shot a brick, I'm not going to be too happy. But everything so far is really nice. I really like this gun. It's super comfortable. It seems to shoot plenty accurately. Not that I'm shooting on targets and measuring out the targets, but I mean, making shots at 100 yards with pretty regular reliability. That's pretty darn good for a 22 pistol. I really love it. I dig the controls. All the controls are very comfortable and easy to reach. The grip's comfortable. The fact that it's chamber or a cut for a dot is really cool. It's suppressor ready between the sights and the threaded barrel. So far I'm really happy with it, and I think this is going to be one of my new favorite 22s. And I'm a big 22 fan. I absolutely love 22s. So stick around, make sure you hit the notifications bell so that when I come out with another video showing what this has done after maybe like 1,000 rounds, and maybe we'll even do a 2,000 round review, I can kind of keep you informed on what's going on with it. I'm going to not clean this. I'm going to keep shooting it until it just stops working regularly and just see what it takes. I kind of like 22s that you can kind of abuse and neglect and still have them just run. You know, I've got a rather old Mark II Ruger that I couldn't even tell you the last time I cleaned it. It just runs. It just runs and runs and runs and runs and runs without issue, and that's really what I expect out of a 22. Any 22, rifle, pistol, whatever. I just want to shoot it and have fun with it and not worry about it. Anyway, we'll let you know if that's the case with this gun. So make sure you got your notifications on. Make sure you're subscribed so you see the next video. Thanks for watching, you guys. I appreciate you guys coming back week after week, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.